having like another episode right now. I don't know if it's psychosis or schizophrenia or bipolar or I have no idea, but it's just like what I experience is like a headache. And then also I feel like alienated or isolated. What I mean is it's just like hard to interact with people. It's not that I don't want to, it's just very difficult. And then also I just kind of like, I feel like my skin is kind of like yellowish or pale. And then also like, it's hard to think as well. Hard to think. And it's almost like painful to think. It's kind of like painful. I get like, kind of like my thoughts will just like think about random stuff, which is I think normal, sort of. But it's like I don't really want to be thinking about them. Maybe it's like negative thoughts or ruminating, but yeah, it's kind of like arguments or something like that, or just like random stuff. But it doesn't really like feel that great. And then I went for a walk. So what did I do? Well, I'm doing a fast today. Yesterday I went to Christmas dinner with my mom and brother, and that actually turned out to be really nice. And we went to like a Christmas buffet. This place puts it on, and it's really very good. And I kind of forget where I was going with that story, but I think like I felt really pretty good yesterday, but it was strange because so after I had the buffet, but I ate dessert, and normally I don't eat dessert ever, or if I do have dessert, it's something that's like not really, it's like berries or something, and which has natural sugars. But I ate all this food normally, like, because normally I do keto, right? So I ate like cake and for dessert, and like I was eating like carbs, like mashed potatoes and stuff. It was all really delicious, and I don't really regret it. But afterward, I did feel like kind of like how I've felt before, which is kind of like a selective mutism. If you don't know what that is, that's where you like can't even really talk in certain scenarios or situations, and people are talking to you, but it's like legitimately it's hard to respond, and it's like it feels like you're kind of like can't make a decision or can't say something. This has happened to me before. It's actually happened throughout my life. But anyways, that happened yesterday. But then later on, I actually felt pretty good. I remember I was feeling like pretty good, and I was playing with my cat. My mom actually got a present for my cat. And it's just like cat toys and catnip. But I was playing with him, and that was actually pretty fun. And I was playing with him today again. But it's just like this dangly string, like a string with some balls on the end and a feather, and a wand that you can use to dangle it around. He's going nuts for it. It's actually really fun. He's like jumping through the air trying to catch this thing, and he can go for a really long time playing with it as well. That sounded kind of funny, but anyway, today I'm fasting. So it's Friday, so usually I'll do a fast at least once a week, or just once a week, I guess. I mean, I might go to 2 days a week eventually, but it's like a religious fast. And I do more of an extreme version. I do like a legitimate fast. And fasting is actually healthy. Not a lot of people do it, but fasting is actually healthy for your body. Puts you into autophagy and has other benefits as well. But so anyways, I'm doing the fast today, and then I just started feeling like, I don't know, headache and whatever, and I couldn't really focus. And here's an embarrassing thing, like sometimes I feel like horny as well. I don't like talking about this because obviously it's really embarrassing. I don't think anybody likes talking about that. Unless it's like in pursuit or something. They're like trying to flirt or something. Maybe they would say that. Oh, there's that old lady again. She always goes out onto her balcony to smoke, and then she stares off into my direction. So weird. Dude. It's really weird. Okay, anyway. So, what was I going to say? Yeah, so I'm getting all these like symptoms and stuff. And it just kind of like happens too. Happens pretty, I don't know about often, but it used to be way worse. And it's also really hard because I don't know exactly what it is, you know? And like, I've done a psychology degree. I have the undergraduate, right? And I've looked into this stuff and everything. And one person who I saw on YouTube that I kind of like related to, at least a little bit, was that Lauren Kennedy something. She's like she used to have Living Well with Schizophrenia, and then she claims, although I think maybe I haven't seen her latest updates, but she's claimed that she was cured with keto, the keto diet. And then there's this whole thing about Metabolic Mind is like the YouTube channel, and it's the founder of Roblox, or like the CEO of Roblox's son had bipolar, and then they sort of some way or another they were suffering from this disease as a family or mental illness, and then like suffering because their son had it, I guess. And then they found out about like this keto diet, that it has this potential to help with mental health issues or mental illness. And then so they founded like the Bazooki group, Metabolic Mind or whatever. And another guy who's related to this field is like Dr. Chris Palmer. He's like he's a Harvard psychiatrist, and he's got a whole book, Brain Energy, and he has a whole theory basically about, and it kind of makes sense. I kind of understand it a little bit, but he has a whole theory about how psychiatric issues are metabolic issues. Your metabolism is how your cells process and use energy. I'm probably not giving a great definition, but it's got to do with energy and your cells and in your body. And if they get if there's something that's causing them to have energy issues, energy utilization issues, then it can lead to what we call mental illnesses. Like those would be downstream from, they would be down the line from metabolic dysfunction, basically. And then we know them as psychiatric issues, psychological issues, and so forth. But it gets really, really complicated when you actually look into the biology of it. But they are trying to figure this stuff out. God bless them that they may. And yeah, so that's why that's why I started the keto diet. And Yeah, so a lot of people say that it can help with their mental health issues, like the son of that Roblox founder or CEO. He was saying that keto was really helping him. And so, anyways, I try and do keto, but sometimes I go off of it, and then I'm kind of reminded why I started it. It's so weird that this old woman is just like looking over here. Okay, I just got so there is an old woman up there. Like I'm not making it up. Might be hard to see, but she's in like and she just like peers out over her balcony. It's kind of weird, honestly. And she's smoking, but yeah. The weird part is just that she's like peering this direction, but what can you do? I mean, it's her balcony, and then this is my window, so what can you do, I guess? Anyway, what else? Okay, so yeah, I'm having this episode. It sucks. I feel horny sometimes, and I try and stay off of like dating apps and stuff. And I think that probably a lot of guys can relate to this. Is just like how maybe not every guy, but you can get really, and I'm not trying to sound like you know, lascivious, salacious, ribald. I'm not trying to sound lewd, but I'm just speaking from experience, and maybe people can relate. You can get like way too like worked up, sexually by your cell phone, and it's like designed to do that, and it really sucks. Like seriously. And I'm not trying to be like it's like embarrassing to talk about, but I feel like it's almost necessary because it's a reality. And it's like if you don't say something, well, it continues anyway. If you do say something, maybe somebody relates. And then the idea is that hopefully, we can like figure this out and not have to suffer so much. Although I do think it's a function of life and a facet of life, but there are things that can cause it to be too much. And I'm talking about like hypersexuality. And that can be stuff like with your hormones, like your endocrine system can be off. If you have really high testosterone, it can make you be more aggressive and, have a higher libido. That's the term for it, or sexual drive. And, yeah, and I wouldn't say high testosterone is your endocrine system being off, but I'm saying I was actually looking at a thing like some people like who have ADHD or certain forms of OCD or other things. There's many reasons as well why your sexuality and like your sexual urges can get actually tied up, or are a part of, or a facet of like a different disorder, where you can like spend, and this I'm telling you, like, this stuff is real. People can spend hours and hours and hours. I used to do it, looking at pornography, looking at something that's arousing, and it's actually you are actually getting dopamine from it. And this part, I think it's really kind of almost like interesting, but I think almost like everybody kind of knows this at this point, but like the female form, like a beautiful woman, that actually causes men to, I think, release dopamine like in their brain, and it makes men act all kind of, different ways, but it really is a true thing. And I mean, it has implications, and I'll give an example. This is why I like Nick Fuentes. He was saying that you know, we don't want women in this movement. In his like America First movement, he was kind of like saying like, okay, yeah, women are here and obviously they have to be a part in some way. I think he was saying something like this, but he was saying like, we don't want women in like the core movement because women actually screw it up. And this is actually true. And this is why women, they really do screw with society, because men desire them. And what happens is you get one woman into like where there was a group of men or even two men, instantly there's like a sexual tension. Instantly there's a dynamic change. If she's attractive, now maybe the one man is trying to impress, act more impressive, you know, so that he can get her attention because you know, he's sexually interested. And then that might be happening, and you might think, oh well, no big deal, right? It's kind of like cute love story. It actually screws with the original intention of the group. If there was just a group of men there to do something, now one of the guys is acting weird and the other guy notices it, and he's trying to like, you know, stick with the original plan, and now this other guy is acting weird because he wants the attention from this woman. It's like the whole thing gets screwed up. It really does change things. So anyways, all of that is to say that, you know, those downstream societal and behavioral differences and changes that can happen, they do occur, and it is like there's like a dopamine drip. Like there's like a, like if you see a woman like, and again, I'm not trying to be like like rude sounding, but if you see a physically attractive woman, which there are characteristics that make a woman more attractive than another woman, or just attractive in general, and that's on average, because everybody likes to say that, oh well, especially women say this, they say, oh, she's perfect. It's like, dude, come on. Like, she's perfect no matter who she is and everything. It's like, well, objectively, we have the data, we have studies. It's like, if a woman has a larger buttocks, like if she has a big butt, it's not all men, but I think certain men of a certain class will be more attracted to her. This is an interesting thing too. Men that have, I think, more money or higher status prefer women with, I think, smaller breasts and smaller buttocks, and that's kind of interesting to me. But yeah, and then poorer men prefer women with, like, you know, larger breasts and larger buttocks. But anyways, like, I'm not trying to like talk about this topic like too much, but it is obviously facts. So that's why it's kind of important, and it's kind of embarrassing to talk about, honestly. But anyway, why did I? Oh yeah, okay. So that's what I was trying to say. When I feel like I'm having like some kind of episode or something, it might be, I'm just theorizing, it might be like, well, I kind of have an idea that it probably is. There's some sort of like a, I'm not sure about using this term, imbalance perhaps, and maybe with like dopamine or something, because doing these like habitual behaviors, you know, there's, or not habitual, well, they become habitual, but they're behaviors that are compulsive. Doing like behaviors where you feel compelled to do it, sometimes that can be because, you know, your brain is telling you, I have no dopamine. I'm craving something from the environment. I'm craving a stimulus. And so, you know, sometimes it can look like, and it can turn into a habit like porn addiction, like many other habits, but or addictions. And Yeah, so I was looking at I saw a study yesterday. It was talking about ADHD, and it was saying that it could be a hypothyroidism issue. I've been diagnosed with ADHD as well, and I'm not sure. Maybe it could be. There's also, I also have like a trauma history as well. So there's a thing where ADHD can sometimes look, or trauma can sometimes look like ADHD. It gets very confusing. Seriously, it gets very confusing. But there are facts in there. I'm talking about in the broad knowledge. There's facts and so forth, and it's kind of tough to get help and to get relief as well. But I was looking at this thing, and it was saying it could be that for people who have an issue with their T3 thyroid hormone. So I was thinking about trying to get that, but it looks like you can't really, you need like a doctor to prescribe it. So now I'm looking up endocrinologists. Maybe I'm not opposed to trying to see if an endocrinologist would help me. If it could help me, I would be very thankful. And honestly, I feel kind of desperate as well, just for relief from like the pain and from the the pain and the suffering. I understand pain and suffering is necessary in life, and that much of life is pain and suffering, but like I really don't have too many comforts in life, and I really don't feel much. So I don't know. I would like to feel a bit better if that's possible. But so yeah, endocrinologist, and I'll see if maybe they can help me. I'm not covered or anything, but I would just pay for it. I would just pay for it out of my pocket, because if they could help, I'd be really thankful. And so you can get these other supplements for T3 thyroid hormone, and I might try and use those. I think I'm not going to use ashwagandha because that's on there. I saw that like that can lead to psychosis or something like that as well. Got to be careful with certain drugs, like lion's mane can lead to psychosis. Like I've been looking up these different things, right? But there's stuff like selenium, zinc, I think copper, L-tyrosine, but I try and avoid L-tyrosine, to be honest, because L-tyrosine it does increase your dopamine. I think it's like a precursor for it, maybe, but I don't really like stuff that just kind of like makes you feel good. What I mean by that is like, nicotine makes you feel good. It increases your dopamine. I don't know if that's necessarily good as a habit and as like a long-term solution. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway. Yeah, so that's what's going on today, and I'm just kind of waiting out the day. It's Boxing Day today. I ordered a weighted dip belt and weighted dips and weighted pull-up belt. It's like a belt you can wear, and then when you're doing pull-ups and you're doing dips, you can hang weight on it. And I was watching a video. It was saying that those are really good for increasing your strength, like your upper body strength. And I like doing pull-ups. The most I did was 18, and I don't think it was really, I did do it pretty strict, but I kind of like left, I was kind of like hanging and waiting a little bit, not for very long, maybe like 10 seconds near the end between them, but I did get 18 and I would like to get more, or I would like to actually do a muscle up. I think that would be kind of fun. Muscle up is when you do a pull up, but instead of like just stopping here, you actually like push yourself all the way up. And some of these guys, they can do. It's so amazing the stuff you can see online, but some of these guys do muscle ups and it's like they're just like floating, like flying up. It's amazing. But anyways, so I'm gonna do some more pull up training. The gym's closed today. It's Boxing Day. I would like to go back, but yeah, that's something I kind of noticed as I'm getting older is like I don't really talk about my successes or anything, like very little. But I noticed that if you just, it kind of seems obvious. If you just keep doing stuff, you get better at it. It's so true. And then, at least for me, because sometimes I wake up, it's like I have amnesia almost. But if you have been doing stuff and you wake up and then it's like you're in good shape and you've got your wood carving project and you've got your multiple Bibles that you're in the middle of reading. You know what I mean? And you've got your cold dunk tank and you've got your kitty cat. Hello, Mr. Cat. Hello. That's kind of a good thing, right? Oh, hello, Mr. Cat. So, yeah, anyway, you shall know what is good by its fruits. You shall know which tree is good by its fruits. So, despite all the challenges and everything, and like the intermittent, like I don't know what, episodes of something that I have, just continually, trying to do good things, I think it pays off and it's a good thing. And it's like, you have to start with faith first. For me, faith has been really hard, but actually now I have my faith is rock solid. Like I have extremely strong faith in God now, but that didn't used to be the case. And then so you start with faith, and it's hard to get there sometimes for a lot of people, but you start there, and then faith actually produces things, and that's how you know it's faith, but it's not necessarily true. That's the kind of where it gets tricky for some people, because they always like to say, oh yeah, but you do a lot of good things, but how do you know? You can't work your way into heaven, and you can't they kind of have this argument, and basically what they're saying truthfully is that they have issues with faith, because it's clear in the Bible that faith without works is dead. It says that like right in there. There's many, like the whole Protestant thing is just weird to me, because like they're not harmonizing the Bible, they're just picking and choosing, right? You have to harmonize the whole Bible, which is not necessarily an easy thing, but yeah, but faith does produce good things, and I understand and I agree that there can be deception, right? Good things, not everything that glitters is gold, and it can look, sometimes good things can not necessarily be that good. But anyway, okay, well, truly good things are always good, but some things can be deceptive. Let's put it that way. You know what I mean? But so that's what's going on today, and yeah, I'm just gonna try and wait the day out. I don't know what I'll do. I can't hardly like focus on anything as well. I have trouble focusing, but I'll just wait the day out. Oh, don't eat canned soup anymore. It disrupts it. You get like 1,000 times increase of BPA, which is like the lining. It shows up in your urine tests, and it's an endocrine disruptor. Endocrines, that's like your hormone balance, like testosterone, estrogen, and so forth. Do not eat canned soup anymore. I'm gonna donate mine, or maybe I should just throw it away. But canned soup, not good. You know, mess up your endocrine system. That's another thing. Our environment is so toxic. Seriously, our environment is so toxic. We live in like a toxic environment. But anyway, yeah. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I'm just gonna I'm just gonna try and wait the day out, because like I'm hungry. I'm like so hungry. I'm doing a fast. I'm so hungry. Everything's kind of starting to feel a little bit better, but wasn't feeling that good when I was on my walk. And yeah, so I'm just gonna wait for the next day. Okay.